Welcome to Buddies and Blockbuster. I'm your host, Alan Jeffrey, aka AJ, aka King AJ, or the Brown Tony Stark. Um, I am here with my co-host, John Bob, um, who's been my friend, a best buddy for millions of years. So I don't know how he's handling me, but it's been a great journey, and I thought it's a great idea to showcase our experience and journey in this little channel. Hopefully, it works out. A little bit about myself. I'm here in the U.S. I moved to the U.S. about 11 years ago, so that's a long time. Came here for my education, and most of my family are here, so we thought this is the best thing for me. I am a Marvel freak, a movie buff, as you can see in the background. I do have a couple of Iron Man heads and stuff for that because that's why I call myself the Brown Tony Stark of the team. I do love to travel. I love the adventures and looking at new places and stuff like that. And you're going to learn a lot about myself as we move forward in the channel. Looking forward to it. Very excited to kind of try out this crazy journey with my best buddy. But yeah, that's a bit about myself. I'm going to pass it over to my so-called best buddy who's controlling himself. So yeah, Bob, take it over.
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, Buddies and Blockbuster. I don't want to keep it. I wanted to keep it very simple. Like I don't want to make it like a lengthy like our my host AJ King. I just wanted to keep it very simple. Yeah, I do like movies and travels. Yeah, you'll get to know everything in future. Like once we start our channel in detail, you'll get to know about me as well as Alan. So I don't want to give everything right now. So let's get into the show. It's
Yeah.
up to you,
What are
Alan.
you, James Bond?
No, I'm not James Bond. It's just Bob, John Bob, the name which I got it from you actually. The name itself. So
Yeah. I don't know how I came up with it, but I just came up with it.
yeah,
um,
this name was given by you. So you should be knowing it, like whether it is a James Bond name or is it just like
uh,
that.
you, you, we've been together too long. I have short-term memory loss. so, um,
Yeah,
but
it's
you
too
know,
long.
I want to let the audience know that Bob here is the silent one, and as you can see, I'm the loud mouth guy. So,
That's
but
true.
after a couple of episodes, he's gonna express himself, and he's gonna be the ladies' man. So just watch out, okay?
No, no,
Um,
that's not true at all. It's always be the AJ and not the Bob.
but yeah, I just wanted to, give you guys a breakdown about what the channel is going to be, why we chose, this name and the logo that you're soon going to see. So Buddies and Blockbusters, I think Buddies is mainly because of us. Our friendship is for so long. It's more than a decade, and I feel that encompasses what this channel is going to be. It's going to be about our journey. We're going to give you a lot of weird and crazy experiences that we went through. Um, and hopefully you guys can relate. Hopefully you guys can sit back and grab some popcorn and just have fun about what we have here to share. And Blockbuster is like hopefully in the future, we become a blockbuster. But but I think the main thing is we since we love to watch movies, there's going to be a bunch of movie reviews, and we would love to talk about the current state of the industry and a lot of other topics that we should go over. It's not just about movies and our journey. It's going to be sports related, a couple of world components and technology because we both are kind of in the tech industry. We always love to talk about which tech is doing better in this day and age. So you know and I just want to keep this high level. We are rookies. We are just like you. We're starting this off, so don't expect any kind of high clarity stuff, and just be mindful of what we have currently. But as we move forward, we're gonna do well. We're gonna have a better camera for Bob because he wants to only buy a new camera when we have a lot of subscribers, and I respect that. I respect that. Um, but my hope is the editing stuff and making sure everything is in good order. With practice, we will get better, right? I want you guys to know we are just like you. We're working. We have full time jobs, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We're doing that. So, to me, three things about this channel, right? On why I thought this crazy idea makes sense for us. Um, I thought, it's been so long since I've been here, and it's rare that myself and Bob connects all the time. And even though we don't connect a lot in person, we still have that bond going. So I thought, you know what, let's make this a weekly thing. Let's have this, and maybe disclose it to the world, because hey, based on Heath Ledger's Joker, if you're good at something, never do it for free, right? So we just thought, okay, let's put it out to the world, and see what happens. So it's about our friendship. It's about us spending time, and showcasing that. Second is, I feel there's a lot of topics going on in the world, and getting the American and the Indian perspective is going to be unique. So the Indo-American kind of partnership can be showcased here, about how my mindset differs from my co-host's mindset, right? So look forward to that. And third, we have additional goals in the future that we would like to build our kind of a business and stuff for that. So having a brand is always necessary, but that's down the road. We're by no means we're thinking that we are some big kind of folks. We're still little. Nobody knows about us, but hopefully you love our content, and you subscribe to it, and we move in this journey together. So yeah, Bob, do you think I missed out on anything? Anything I should
Everything,
cover?
we covered everything. That's all good. We can go ahead.
Okay,
So,
awesome. Yeah, so I think we should. The best way to start off this journey would be to talk about our friendship journey, right? Like it's about how we met, and what made us stick together for so long. Because you're taking this high maintenance guy. So yeah, if you can kind of talk about your experience and your perspective, because it was different. We had different experiences at the beginning. We were not in
right,
the same
right.
kind of frame. So if you want to talk about that, and then I'll give you what I thought about my journey there as well.
That's great. Actually, yeah, it's been a decade. It's like we started our friendship in the 2010, and still it is going on. And when I just think about 2010, it's like I'm like, what? So soon, 13 years. Oh, 13 years we are. I can't even believe. Like I still believe that. Like you just went like maybe 1 2 years. Like maybe 1 2 years you left India. That's it. I don't feel like you left. Uh, it's like totally like almost 8 years. You are
No, man,
there.
it's no, it's going to be 11, 12 now. Like yeah,
Oh,
because I left on 2013. We're going to be in 2024. So
so
it's a
10
lot.
years you've been there. Oh my God. So only the 3 years friendship, and that 3 years, like what made us to go, that 3 years bond, like the bond was so special for us that made us to stick till for the 13 years. So that journey will be very, very good. So let me start like how we, how I met you, the journey let it be. So let me start with that. So that let the people know how we met.
Yeah,
So in
it's like
the 11th grade,
r-
yeah,
it's like I'm not sure about if people remember this. I'm not sure if you've seen this movie. It's like Karan and Arjun. Like remember
correct.
the Salman Khan and Shah
That
Rukh Khan
the
movie?
old one, yeah.
Or it can be like Top Gun, Maverick and Goose. That'll be a good comparison. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, it's like it started from our 11th grade. So when I came to college, I'm the backbencher. Okay, I don't like to be sitting in front of the first bench or second bench. Like I just wanted to be the last bench, but not completely last, like last second or something like that. Like I wanted to be in the back. So in initial stage, I didn't know anyone, anything. So it was completely new, and I'm a little bit introvert type, so it'll take time for me to mingle with the people. So I just went and sat backside. There, no one was there. After that, slowly, slowly, people started occupying those places. I don't even know where you sat in the first day. Seriously, I didn't even know who were there in the college itself. Maybe after a week or 2 weeks, I still remember how I met you. You know, that one thing which made me to sit next to you. If we wouldn't have met over there, maybe I would have just known you as a, my another classmate, but not so
Yeah.
friend, like not so close friend or some close buddy here, right? But that instant made us to stick here till that is 13 years. But still, that journey, what we have, it. So I still remember all those stuff. So when I came and I sat for 2 weeks, I was sitting in the backside where I don't know anybody. And people used to come and they used to sit. Every day, one new person used to sit because even they don't know who we were.
Hmm.
But however, again, when it came, like it was ours was, do you remember what we took in 12th, 11, 12th? That's called something BACS. I guess business accounts,
Oh my
computer
god.
science, stats.
Yeah.
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 BACS.
Is is that thing even there now? Like, do we have that?
No,
Like,
now we don't have that. That was a special, I feel. That is very special. Only for us, we got it. So, because nobody knows about it. Like there was something else. Nobody got that stats and other stuffs.
yeah,
For
the
them, we
usual
had,
stuff was BCA, BBM, and the other computer piece, right? That you did for your degree. That was the common stuff. Whatever we took, that was like new. I don't even know about it.
yeah, that was new, like completely new because other colleges and other things, they have the economics, I believe, not the stats, but
Yep.
we are the only one who had the stats. And yeah, so we used to get merged with the other groups where the history people used to come, science people used to come. So I was not sure because when I was in the business class, obviously all these history people used to come and sit. And when again I'm in the computer class, again this science people used to come and sit. So there was nothing like BACS, like only this group people. So the strength was very, very less. Maybe hardly some 10 to 15 people, not more than that. But when they
Yeah,
merged, it was
we
like
were.
somewhere
Yeah.
30, 40, right? So we never got that. Only in the stats class, I guess. Only in the stats class, we can see only the BACS group people. That's fair, but I didn't even see you in that class. Like I mean, I was there, but I don't know who you were, and I don't know anybody else. I was just sitting. I was just listening to the lecturer. That's it. That was my thing. Like coming to the college, going home, and even I used to bunk and other stuffs. And slowly, one day, this one day changed our lives. And I still remember that class as well as that class was none other than Kannada class. Yeah, this Kannada class which made us to meet you. All right, that's where we met, and I still remember how I met you. So we were walking. We were in the maybe in the first floor or second floor.
Mhm.
uh, our classes were going on. After that, the Kannada class, it was not in the first or second floor, it was in the ground floor near to that canteen. So we have to go over there, and nobody knew where was that class at all because we never been over there. That was like somewhat like a like a cave kind something, and nobody had been there. And I was like, nobody knew about that class, so everybody was thinking like where it is and the other stuffs because everybody has to go to the class. It was time up. And why we took 2 3 weeks time, because we didn't have a lecturer for the Kannada class at that time. So they were appointing the lecturer, so it took some time for us. Then after that only we got closed. I mean, maybe 2 3 weeks, maybe almost like 1 month. I feel like a 1 month.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were at all. And that when I was walking down, I still remember. So everybody were like, they were going for some other people were going for the Hindi classes, and you were coming for Kannada classes. And again here in the Kannada classes, very less strength. It was like 5 to 6 people, and in the class there were like more than 30, 40 people.
Yeah.
Everywhere, wherever we go, it was like a small group. Even our BSES group has also a small group, and even in the Canada class also very small. So maybe some hardly 5 to 6 people in our 11th
Yeah.
grade. So when we were walking down, so that's where the AJ came, and the AJ was asking, "Oh, you are into the Canada class?" I was like, "Yeah." So that's where that was the first conversation which we made it. Right after that only it started. So the first conversation it was like, so are you into the Canada? And okay, okay, then come, let's go. That was our conversation, and we we were asking like, oh, I don't know, I didn't see you when you were telling like I didn't see you this that, and I told like I can, yeah, I will not be sitting in the middle or something. I always prefer to sit in the back side, so you didn't see me at all, because you always used to sit in the middle or somewhere in the middle, but not like
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
back. So I remember that. So I used to tell, no, I'll be there, but I'll be in the back side. And you were like, oh, then you were like, oh, why can't you come and join? Why can't you come and sit? Anyhow, we are in the same group. Even you are into the BSES, and even I'm also same thing. Our group is very small, so you can come and sit. That's where the conversation started, and I still remember. Okay, once everything is done, now this is the main part which comes. I remember about the people going mad for the girls actually. Okay, because they obviously, when they see girls, they go mad. They'll be like, oh, I want to talk to her, or I want to sit next to that person. But first time I saw when people want to sit next to AJ. So AJ was carrying the charm, where he can attract the guys. Right?
Yo, by no means am I gay. All right. I'm just. I'm not. I don't know what happened.
No, people were so interested to talk to you and to sit next to you and to talk, to mingle with you, like compared to the other people. They were very eager to sit next to you, like in that same bench. They just wanted to be closer to you. And I still remember you had a gang of science group, history group, everywhere merged. Like there was nothing like that. So in that, I was the one. Like you already formed one group, one gang, where they were everyone were there. I was so silent. I don't know anything about anyone. So you told me just come join. That's it. I just came. I was with you. That's it. After that, completely it went. Like we had like maybe almost like 10 to 12 people in that camp
Mhm.
at that
Yeah.
time. I believe more than that, but it was within below 15, but it was not more than that. But I still remember 11 to 12 people. So whenever I used to go, like the classes and other stuffs, this when this history people will be there, so they'll be like, they'll come next to me and they'll ask me like, can you go and sit back? I was like, okay, fine. What is that? They wanted to sit next to you in that same bench because that bench was having only 3 people can sit, not even four
Yeah.
people. So everybody wanted to sit. So they were like, "Can you go and sit back?" I was like, "Okay, fine. What's there in that?" So I has to go back. So this people used to come, used to sit in the middle. The left side one guy used to be there, and right side one guy used to be there. And back of you also, your gang, some people used to be there. Like 2, 3 benches will be occupied only the gang. Okay, only the gang, the people who wants AJ to be there. The importance was going to the AJ. Like they wanted to be like, I mean, even if AJ turns back, they should talk to him. I mean, they wanted to talk something. So once you turn back or something, they just wanted to talk. So they wanted to be at that importance. They wanted that importance. And they gave so much importance to you. and that's how it
A
started.
lot. I don't know why, but a lot. Uh, I didn't ask for it.
Yeah, but still, I was happy. I didn't have anything. After some days, after going some days, I was like, why I should go and sit back? Like, why can't I sit? Okay, maybe it's not okay. It's not like I have to give to somebody else. That's not like a reserved place for anybody. Even that person
Yeah.
can go and sit in the back. So that's what I felt. Because why I felt that? Because we used to come from the different class, like maybe a stat
Hmm.
class or some other class. Like even if I'm sitting backside, I have to come and sit in that same bench because our group was very less. And obviously, even the lecturer used to tell us like, come occupy the empty spaces. And when we are in the stats, there was none other than me and you. Obviously, we too.
That professor just loved you a lot, and he doesn't like me, but he loved you a lot. So okay.
Yeah, whatever. Still, that time our gang people, when I've never been there, like those people used to be in different classes. So there were no nobody else. And we have another person. I have to mention there were two people. So even they wanted to sit together. They don't want to change at all. Like I mean,
Yeah.
one person doesn't
Yeah.
want to sit and occupy. Like they wanted to know we are good to sit two people. And obviously that was not matching. So even if I come, so it's like two people were sitting, and that's where it started. And after again, once the other class starts, maybe the business or accounts class, these people used to come and they used to tell like, can you go and sit in the backside? I gave them okay for a few days. I was like, okay, fine. Then after that, I felt like no. I told them you can go and sit. What is there? Then they started like, no, no, I'm very close to AJ. I was like, okay, because I was because you know why? You guys went for the movie. I still remember that Inception,
Ah.
Inception movie. I guess
Yeah. Yeah.
you guys
It was a
went
big
for
gang
that
who
movie.
went, and I think
Yeah,
they
yeah, you
held
guys
that
went.
as like a thing of, oh, because we went, now we're like super close
Yeah, you
forever. I'm
you
like,
guys
no.
became so super close because that time I was not that close because I just know you, but I was not so super close to you. I mean, because you had a bonding with those people from almost like from 1 month, so you know them
Yeah.
very well. Like from the day one, you knew about all of them. So you went. At that time, I was not there, and I guess at that time itself, you guys went and came, and you guys very so close. So I felt like okay, fine, because you guys are went to the movies and roamed together. So they have that bond and other stuffs. So I used to tell the person whenever that person comes and asks me like, can you go and sit back? I told him one thing. Why are you asking me only? Why can't you ask that other person? Like, oh, that side who's sitting. So why can't you ask him? Then he was like, no, we three want to sit. I was like, no, no. If you want it, somebody has to sacrifice. It has to be some other person, not me, because this like I don't want to keep changing. I told him because any of next period, whatever the next class will be there, that will not be the you guys will not
Yeah.
be there. Because again I have to come back. So I told him no, I can't. If you want it, you can go and sit backside. If not, you convince the other person. This time I'm not gonna do it. And then I was like, okay, fine. And then that's where he got convinced and he went. And that's where I started sitting next to you in that same bench. But still, I used to get like some people used to come maybe in the morning classes or something, they used to come and occupy early. I didn't have any chance. Like I have to go back and sit. But still, those people were so eager to sit next to you. I don't know what magic you had or they felt in you, and those were the things were going on. That's how I met you. So how did you met me? Like I mean, what was
So
your things like? How did you see me? Did you see me in the first class?
honestly, no, no, I didn't even know that. Um, no, honestly, you have a lot more details about this. I don't remember the fandoms being so much. Um, I think maybe because the again for the viewers, right? Like we had the girls section and the boys section. We're not sitting together. Like I think that was a rule or something, right? Because they couldn't sit together. Um, and I just want to start off by saying, I think that moment that you mentioned, of us talking in the Canada class initially, I
Right.
think that was the best moment of my life, because you might not know this, but you're definitely so high up there in terms of the priority list, in my life, because your presence only just makes a difference, and my parents know it, my wife knows it, um and it just feels so good to have somebody, having your back no matter what, and no matter how crazy I am and stuff like that, you were always by my side. So I think syncing up with you in that moment was the best decision of my life, and the rest is history, right? Like, we had so much to do, but
Yeah.
in terms of the initial phase, man, I don't know what happened. First of all, I'd never wanted to go to that college. I'm sorry to say that, but that was never my expectation. And although I'm so super successful, blah blah blah, now, I was not that time. Like, in terms of education or studies, I was bad. I was really bad. And because I'm the only child, so I think that I'm above everything else. So I think, to me, it was like, oh, I need to go to a better college. But with this grade that I had from 10th, you're not going to get good college. You're not going to get that school to go to, like, 11th and 12th, because before it used to be called PUC, right? um so I think when I first went to the college, initially, the first 2 days, it was like, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like welcomed. It felt weird, because I was coming from a good school. It was really good. I'm really happy about the school that I
Yeah.
went to. It was super nice, and they had all these facilities. Think of it as a 5-star hotel, right? You're going from a 5-star hotel to a 2-star. um, so I think that adaptation took some time, but the other thing was, for some reason, people started to sync up with me more, and gave me that friendship in a way, like, high level. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the girls like to interact with me, or they wanted me to be like the middleman for that. I don't know. I think it's that. Um,
Maybe you were
but
a cool person where you the charm, so obviously girls will come and talk to you, and even they can talk to them, and you can make that. As you said, you came from the good school, so you had that vibes. You had that good vibes with mingling with the people, so you know how to mingle with
yeah,
only the
I
people.
was just welcoming, right? Like, I didn't find, like, differences of, okay, this person is this way or the other, but no,
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, you want
that's
to
true.
join, you want
That's
to talk,
true.
just let's talk, right?
You never judged anyone, and I still remember those. Like you never felt anybody like, okay, if somebody is coming and talking to me, let him talk. You never gave him any shit like oh what, oh fine, so what, like whether he's looking good bad, you never, you just smiled and you spoke. So that one thing was there, so that's the reason people used to come. No, they wanted to sit next to you because of that, like the way you welcomed
But it
them.
was it was definitely crazy. At least the initial month or two, it was a bit too much. Like, on my experience, I felt like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm not running for president. Like, this is just I'm just me, right? Like, and I don't know if they experienced that before or something, but yeah, first initial weeks, I didn't even know you existed.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
true.
I
Even
didn't even know there was some, like, a Bob sitting in the back. I'm like, who's this guy? I don't know. um, but as the days went by, like, yes, of course, I had good people, good friends who always made the day happier for me, and I kind of got used to the college environment because of the people. Like, although later on, we're not going to disclose that right now, but in the other episodes, you're going to hear about a couple of experiences. Later on, it didn't turn out to be so super well, but for the two of us, best thing ever. Um, I think those moments made it easier for me to adapt to that college, and to transition, and kind of get used to and get by. Now, did I study well, and that's the reason I sat in the middle seat? No, I know folks who usually who don't care about all this stuff. They go in the back seat and sit. I just wanted to sit there because sometimes I like the professor. I want to actually listen to a couple of subjects, right? Um, and for some reason, everybody had, allocated seats. Like, oh no, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to sit here, and every time it's always going to be that way. Um, so yeah, it was really different because I didn't experience that before. Like if you thought that I was that way in my previous like school, no, we were all like this, you know. Yes, did I have like a guy who likes to be with me? Yes, maybe that was there, but this was more. This was just like too many people. um, but regardless, it all was good, and you know, when we synced up, and I want to talk about the Canada option. I did not choose Canada first. No.
Right.
I initially went for Hindi because my second language, in high school from like seventh, eighth, ninth, even 10th, it was all Hindi, right? So the logical choice is, yeah, you go for Hindi, right? When I went into the Hindi class, my God, it was like so many people, and it was all a mix and stuff like that. And there was a couple of instances where it didn't feel right because of the other experiences that we will talk about later. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like good. There was another language. I believe this was French, right, Bob? This
Yeah,
French.
it was French. French.
The good thing is the principal really liked me, and she gave me the option of actually like going and testing and seeing which language is good for you. So I tested Hindi, then I went to French. There was literally only like three people there, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna get all that questions asked directly by the professor. I don't want any of that drama, right? And then the last choice, Canada. This is this was I've never taken Kannada as a language before. This was the first time I'm even going to learn about it. And keep in mind, usually people take it in the high school time, right? Like in seventh, eighth grade and stuff. They have Kannada as a second language, a third language. I didn't have any of that experience with Kannada. I had to jump to 11th grade immediately to learn Kannada. Um, so I went to that class. It was like Bob said, it was like in a cave or a dungeon. I don't know, like under somewhere. Um, and yeah, I think that when I saw the amount of people, there was just five, I believe six people, like you said. And that's the time that I saw you, right? And I'm like,
Right.
okay, I had those initial interactions. Okay, hey, but are you in my class? No, I'm not in class. We were like super like strangers meeting for the first time.
Right.
and, and I was like, wait, you're in my class. Wait, I've never seen you, man. And you're like, no, I'm there, but I'm in the back bench. I'm like, okay, back bench. Okay. So that time I said, if we are literally in the same degree, you got to sit next to me. You got to let's be together, right?
Right.
Because it makes sense. Um, and I think that kicked off the journey on a lot of things, and not to get into too much detail for the other episode and stuff. Um, I think as we move forward, there was instances where everybody goes through this in college or in like 11th and 12th or whatever the case may be, where you're the junior and we have like seniors kind of dominating us and trying to do things that is questionable. I had a similar experience, and I just want the world to know that the one guy who I could rely on, who was just there for me during that time, was Bob. Nothing happened to me, nothing crazy in terms of like somebody beating me up, nothing of that. But just the fact that he was waiting for me where to make sure that nothing happened and to ensure everything is okay with me, and he walked with me. I remember that walk. We usually do that walk till the no, the flyover. We'll talk about it later, but that walk, and you were talking, are you good, everything okay, you know that I don't know if you realize this, man, but that meant so much to me because it was like I've never experienced that before, and it was like a bit scary as well because I'm not. This is literal like thugs taking you and going somewhere, right?
Yeah, like I mean,
Um,
it's totally like you are coming uh, from different things. Like this is like something new. Like I mean, even I was scared. It was not like I was not scared at all. But
yeah,
it was like I wanted to make sure that whether we are okay or not, like how things are going on. Because like something we can do it together, but not like
yeah,
alone we can't do anything. But here the difficulties or the not difficulties, I would say, uh, how we came. Like I mean, say you had 13 people, and no, I'm not telling that they're not there, but yeah, they are there
yeah.
somewhere. But uh, that doesn't impact us much, right?
No,
But that closeness, like I mean, I was the 13th person or 14th person, but now I'm right in front of you. as, first, as a first person, that has a lot of things to talk. So, that
yeah,
made us. But I
yeah.
still don't know like what have
Regard,
made
yeah.
those magic moments.
No,
What
I.
magic moments have done it? I really don't know.
No, I honestly, um, like no matter 13 or 30 people, right? One Bob equals infinity, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that still I don't know that
no,
what one Bob made those magics to become that one. There was
no, no.
nothing.
Honestly, no. Like even though I had like you were telling, right? Oh, I have this group and stuff like that. But when that thing happened, when that incident happened, was that group even there? No, you were waiting. Like you
Nothing.
were there. Yes, people were like, concerned about hey, UK and stuff there, but you're the one who actually walked with me, ensure that I'm like okay,
Yeah,
like mental state and stuff like that. Nobody else, everybody was like, okay, you're good, oh fine, and they just went off of their business and stuff like that. But you stayed back. I don't know if we went and like had something and stuff there, but I remember that walk that we did, and that meant a lot. And from that day, I said, I ain't letting go of Bob no matter what. And even if even if he tells no, I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna be with him, and I'm gonna ensure he's with me, and we're gonna begin this journey that's gonna take us to not just about the 11th and 12th, but it's going to go outside of that. And I think that's proof. I think that's why we're here, right?
yeah, that's right. So that's what here it comes. Yeah, again, it was like only 2 years, not even 2 years. I feel like maybe most probably like 1.5 year we can consider because whatever
Yeah.
the things happened, it was like 1.5 year within 1.5 year only. But the bond, what we have it, that 1.5 year. After that, yeah, we're not here. 1.5, 2.5 years we were there. After that, we were not
Hmm.
here. But still, we have that same bond. See, we can think like if we are in that same school. So now, as people now, when we see people, they'll have one school gang, they'll have one
Yeah.
11, 12 one gang, and after that, they'll have one
In the
the
college.
degree
Yeah.
college one gang, and if they do masters, they'll have one gang.
Hmm.
Yeah, but see here we did. See, they'll have each gangs, and they'll not even be in that connect. Like they won't be in connect. Yeah, they might very rarely they'll meet, or they very rarely they'll talk or something like that. But here we've been into the school, different schools. I don't know you don't know me anything. Only 11, 12. That 1.5 year changed our bonding completely. After that, again, our colleges were there. You met people, even I met people. Still, there was nothing such, uh, so many things which we went through in the 11, 12th. The 11, 12th, what we went, that has like it was like a completely a movie story, like how the movies are made
Hmm.
to be. That is like completely like that story. But when I came into the college, I didn't have that same movie kind of thing, but I had different things, and it was like random.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I should just be the only one. What are you talking about?
But no, see, I mean, after that college, again, we might had. right? Maybe you would have gone with
Yep.
some other people or some other gang or something like that. Even I would have gone with some other people or something like that. Yeah, we have friends. I'm not telling that we don't have friends, but still we have that same bond. Like even after 13 years, we still have the same bond, and still I have that same thing which I always tell no, and the one which you always tell yes. The bond of no and yes has stick till today. Till today, always no will be me and S will be you. Obviously, the S will win every time, no matter whatever it is. But this no and yes bond became so strong. That bond is like completely somewhat. And till today, no and yes is going on.
We should have named our channel No and Yes then.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
yeah, man, I think you know, you hear this from your parents sometimes, right? Like you hear, hey, you're not going to get the same kind of friends when you start working. You're not going to get the same experience from college to adulthood, right? um and I think that's so true. But and for us it's unique because we just had a limited amount of time,
Right.
but the bond was a lot more than the time, right?
Yeah.
Because usually you need to spend time with like people for years, and that's how you become so close.
Right.
I don't think we needed that, mainly because I think we saw what we could give each other, right? Um and when it comes to the yes and no thing, of course I'm going to be yes. Like I'm going to make you do the wildest things, whether it's spending crazy amount of money for something, or doing this podcast with me. um I think it worked, and I think it should be that way. But sometimes, you remind me of Tensei, because somebody should keep me grounded, because I'm up here and I keep thinking about, oh, I need it all and blah blah blah. But then you can get me to, hey, level set. You gotta think about other precautions and stuff for that, and that's helpful, and that's the reason on why I feel I've been successful as well. So yeah, man, I think it's been a great journey, and there's so much to talk about. Like, I'm pretty sure the viewers may be wondering, what are those experiences, what are those
Yeah.
situations
Right.
that you're talking about. I think the best way for us to share it is in these upcoming episodes, and we can talk through what we went through so that they understand why we got so close. Why, whether it's the bad times that we both supported each other, all the way to the good times of going to, our usual spots. We could share that, and there's so much to talk about.
Yeah. That's true. But still, see, that 1.5 year, I still feel like that was not just a 1.5 year. Like that 1.5 year, I felt like maybe we know more, like maybe for 10, 15
Yeah.
years, we know each other. But when we calculate something, it is not even 1.5 year. Like we'll come to the colleges, we sit,
Yeah.
we'll listen to the classes, and we will go. But see, again, we don't have much time to talk over there as well as like I mean, we have to be in the classes and again in the breaks. That's it. But that bond, I literally don't know what are those magic moments which made us to feel like our 10, 15 years that we are close together like for 10, 15 years. See, again, once we go home, again, we don't know each other. Like, again, I'm not staying near close by
Yeah.
near your house where I can come and meet you. Like, it's like once college is done, like, we gone home and done. We had some small mobiles. Yeah, you had a different mobiles. That's something different. Yeah, but still, they are also like we didn't have much conversation. Like, yeah, when you're coming, like our conversation always used to be simple and short. Tomorrow at what time? What time you're coming to college? That's it. And I'll be like, it depends on once I wake up. It might be 9:30 or 10:30. Like sometimes it was 9:30 or 8:30, and you used to be like, I'm coming early. You have to come early. Because your parents used to drop you early, like by 8:30,
Yeah.
somewhere, 8,
Yeah, because
8:30.
they both used to work, so
Yeah,
they would have to
right.
drop and just
So
go.
they
So
used to drop you. So you used to tell them, you are coming by 8:30. You should be there by 8:45, something like that. Like okay, okay, but yeah, I came few days, but not every day.
Yeah,
Uh, but still, we had this small conversation. That's it. Apart from that, nothing. We had like, what time you're coming? Okay, this time you have to come. That's it. There was nothing else. Once we come to the college, that's where we used to plan. Like, okay, what we have to do, what
yeah,
other stuffs and things, but never in the text. And always the text was like time.
yeah. We were, even though we're millennials, we were old fashioned. We were in person. Like everything was in person. And I think that's the best thing. I know we're moving into this digital technology space, but I think that's what made us work. So
Yeah, right. But still, the text were only two, three texts, and the bond which made us to be here. Maybe that's a reason. Maybe we didn't text much, and we spent a lot of time in talking personally. So interacted each other. So maybe that was the one. But I still remember people used to travel with you as well as they used to be like used to drop few people as well as while going, right? While going that time also they used to be like, I'm going with Alan. Okay.
because I never used to take like the bus and stuff because you know
Hmm.
me.
Yeah, I know that. Maybe twice or thrice you've been into the bus, I guess. After that, you never.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, because I experienced it. I'm like, no.
after that, yeah, only thrice I feel like. Maybe twice with me. After that, no. One when you went to the movie, that was your first experience, I guess, the Inception
Yeah.
movie. And after that,
Yeah.
with me once, we both went. I guess that's it. After that, you were like, no, I don't wanna go into the
No, it's
bus.
not for me. It's not. For
You're like, no. If at all I should travel in car or if not auto, that's it. No more bus, whatever it is there.
I,
Like,
I can't believe auto was like a standard back in the day.
yeah,
That time
that
auto was like, oh, you have money,
you
and now it's like no.
those see the time when that time people used to think you're very rich, they're like, oh, back of you, like, oh, Alan is there. Let's go wherever we wanted. And they used to come. They used to tell you, like, we'll go here, there, and other stuffs. I still remember, like, in canteens and the breaks. Uh, we used to have
Yeah,
that.
and those shops, those other like those
Yeah,
shops things
outside
and the
other
restaurants. Yeah.
store shops. We used to go and have all the stuffs used to be there. That was the craziest things. And used to have that iPad. Do you remember that iPad?
Oh my God, that the one that's another story. I was so fond of that, and that was so expensive. My dad got that for me. It
Right,
was like it was the iPod Touch. It
right.
was just like how you have an iPhone now, but just think of that as an iPod. That was the best tool that I had, and nobody had that in the whole
Right.
college. Nobody had it. I was the only one who had it, and I should have been smarter because when you have something that nobody else has, what's going to happen, especially in that environment.
Yeah,
Um,
because
but
everybody
no, that was yeah.
when in the break times they used to come and they used to take your iPad and they used to use it. They used to play songs, YouTube and other stuffs. They used to connect to this college Wi-Fi and they used to play, right? So I
Yeah.
still remember that iPad, that the big one you used to carry in your bag, used to take outside. Those things I feel still I feel like. It just yesterday happened, something like that. Like yesterday we've been into the college and that happened. I can remember
No,
that.
man, we are old now.
No, no, we are not old. You know, no, we are not old. We are still young.
Okay, I'll give you this. You look like freaking a kid still. Okay, I look old.
No, 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 no. See, yeah, it's still we are kids. Actually, we are like studying college. Yesterday itself we finished
Yeah,
our
right.
we finished our 12th. We finished our 12th. That's it.
Yeah.
Just
But
when
no,
numbers
man.
are the big.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, there's so much more that we can share, and we'll do that in the next coming up episodes. But I hope our viewers got a taste of how we've connected, and there's so many other experiences and scenarios that we will bring up as we move forward. There's always going to be a dedicated segment just about our journey, so just expect or look forward to it. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully we didn't put you to sleep. um Now, moving or progressing, thank you for those lovely words, Bob. I was almost about to cry. uh, um but I'm gonna move to another segment. Now, this is a short segment. I just want to bring this up. It was not in our initial agenda, but I have to talk about it. It's about cricket. Now, for my American viewers, I know you're not gonna you don't know about cricket much. It's fine, but we have the World Cup going on, and that's like the Super Bowl of the world, because every other country basically participates in the World Cup except for the US, so that's fine. Um, and it's played in India. And good news is, my God, India has been undefeated in the whole tournament, and I think it happened before in 2003 as well.
No,
That they were so
every
dominant.
there was one match something was tied at least, or one match we lost.
Okay. So this is the
There will
first
be a
time that
field.
they've
Yeah,
been
this is the
undefeated
first time
and they're
that,
just gone. Okay.
yeah, it's gone.
So yeah, that's really good. And they had a semifinal with New
New
Zealand,
Zealand.
which I was concerned. I was texting. I was like, hey, they might lose because they're playing well. And it reminded me of the last time, because New Zealand was the one who kicked off India
Right.
in the last World Cup in the semifinal. So, but India got their revenge. They, Mohammad Shami, the
Yeah.
best bowler, I guess now, has done a great job picking up 7 wickets. And now it's going to be India and Australia after a while, going back in the final on Sunday. And Australia's great. We had Glenn Maxwell the other day hitting a double century. Jesus Christ, I don't know how we did it, but that was the best innings that I've seen so far. But I just want to know, Bob, how is the environment in India? Because it's played in India. Now India's in the finals, so I'm pretty sure everybody's going crazy. What's going on there?
So the people are celebrating the Diwali like now, like completely the Diwali. They are burning the crackers like hell, because this was the main. The semis was the main. Like always, we we get that New Zealand, and obviously will come out of the tournament. But this time it was not like that. So I guess Indian team, they came up with a very brilliant. They came up with some plans where they can execute well, and that's how it went on. I feel like everybody did their part. First, I was thinking like maybe Virat is not playing that
I
much
think we.
in the initial stage, because I was thinking like he's playing like normal. He's not playing like aggressive things. But then later I got to know that no, that was his part. His part is like to play that slow. India team wants him to play the slow. And the first aggressive thing should be going with uh, the Rohit and the other players. So that was their plan. So I got to know recently about all those stuffs. But it's really they're doing very good. And yeah, the New Zealand thing when it came, even I thought they might lose, but Shami, he is the man for that match. If he was not there, and obviously we would have got, but he himself took 7 wickets, and he just came.
Yep.
He just bowled, gone. Wickets were going just like that. Then after that, again here the good work was done by Bumrah, as well as he when he was like controlling everything, and he has a record. He has more dot balls in the complete tournament actually.
Yeah.
uh, he has done very well. Okay, and when again it comes, and in the semi-finals they started charging Siraj, like they took that as an
Oh
advantage.
yeah. I don't know what happened, but Siraj was really expensive in the semifinal. He was not getting wickets. They were literally going after him. So.
Yeah, they took him and they started charging him. After that, again, these people came back, and really, the Sam Shami was like he did a fabulous work over there.
Yeah, anytime the ball was handed to him,
Yeah,
he got 2 wickets, and that was
right,
so crazy.
right.
If
So
he had more than 10 overs,
right,
he would have been the guy who would have taken all the 10 wickets. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Because in the initial stage, maybe Bumrah was bowling or somebody was bowling. I forgot who was the bowler. He missed the catch of Ken Williamson's catch. He missed it, and all everybody were like, "Oh, now it was a crucial wicket for India."
yeah,
So they were like, "Oh, how can you do it?" And then next he came and he took the wicket. He himself took his wicket itself.
he
The
took
one
this.
with
Yeah.
the dropped, the same wicket he took it. And again, here we have to appreciate the Jadeja as well as because he
Oh
took
yeah.
fabulous three catches. And
Yeah,
I
he's the
still
best
remember,
fielder in the world.
yeah,
Yeah,
he is the
no
best
doubt.
fielder. And I still remember what Dhoni used to tell him, like the no, not Dhoni, like I feel in the social media and everywhere that the ball will not follow the. I mean, Jadeja will not follow the ball. The ball will follow the Jadeja. Because
That's
wherever
a good
he's
one.
at,
Yeah.
that will come to his hands. It is like that. Because not only in this tournament, even in the IPL also, he has taken good catches, and everywhere wherever he is, like the ball will come directly to him. He never run
Yeah.
behind the
Yeah.
ball. Like that was good. But now we
Yeah.
are excited for the finals, and we have to see how they're going to do it. We cannot underestimate the Australian team as well as because even they are doing it very well. And I still remember those rumors when in 2003, I guess, they told like the rumors were about like the Australian team is batting with the spring and other stuff. That was the biggest rumor at those times. And now again, we came back again. We are facing them, so we have to see how things will go on. But if I'm hoping that India will win, if India lifts the cup, here the Diwali will be like a 10 times. It will not be just one two. It will be 10 times. It's
Yeah,
going
no,
good.
I can imagine because it's played in India, so it's home field advantage, and everybody's going crazy about it. But no, that's good. I'm looking forward to the final on Sunday. We'll definitely talk about it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hopefully,
Yeah,
we win, and we say goodbye to Maxwell and Cummings and whoever, right? But moving to our next segment because we've got to talk about this. I know we've gone over a bit, but it's fine. Um, Blockbusters, right? So if it's blockbusters, what does that mean? We got to talk about movies, right? And before we do our movie review, I wanted to spend at least 2 to 3 minutes talking about how the industry is doing. I can provide like the Hollywood perspective because there's been a couple of commotions happening. So I'm not sure if you know, Bob. There was actually a strike going on with all the actors and even the writers and stuff, mainly because we are moving into streaming. Right, it's
right,
not the usual environment that we are in now. Before it was everything on the theater. We got to
right,
go watch movies or DVDs, Blu-ray, and all that stuff. But now we have streaming, and a lot of actors, and this is not just 10 of them, it's like close to 1,800 actors have gone on a strike, and it's been about for a month or two, maybe longer. I need to check those resources, but they basically have not been doing any kind of premieres, shows. There was basically a strike for the compensation because when you put in a movie or a TV show on Netflix, the salary or the compensation or royalty that the actors were getting was significantly lower compared to what you get in a normal theater release.
right, right,
So a good example is I want you to watch this series called The Suits. It's an American show. It's about lawyers, but it's so awesome. Um, so that they relaunched it on Netflix. This was done a couple of years ago. Keep in mind the episode is done. It's over. The show is over, right? and they re-released it in Netflix, and it became the number one show most watched
Oh,
across the world, right? But the actors who portrayed the characters in the series didn't get much in terms of royalty, in terms of the compensation. So that structure is is bad, and I understand where they're coming from. A lot of actors also kind of supported this when Oppenheimer, the Christopher Nolan movie,
right,
released. So the actors in the premiere, usually they have a premiere interviews and stuff like that. They walked out. They didn't do the premiere because they were supporting the strike. They're like, you need to pay the actors the right fare. You need to ensure all these demands are met. So that's why a lot of movies, like the new Mission Impossible movie, was supposed to release on 2024. I believe that's pushed to 25, and a bunch of others have been delayed. But now it looks like this resolved, and things are catching up, and a lot of movies are going to be picking up back. You know, Probably next year or the year after. But that's why there's a bunch of delays. If you see even a bunch of Marvel movies, Marvel movies, they need to correct stuff in the first place.
yeah,
They need to stop doing what they're doing, but in general all the other movies was delayed because of these strikes going on, and I guess they came up with a solution. So that's the Hollywood scenario. I wanted to know from you, um this has been happening for a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years. The South Indian movies,
right,
where we are, right? They're doing really well.
right,
Awesome, box office numbers. Everything is doing, good storyline, good acting, good everything, right? For the most part. I'm not saying every movie is a hit, but you know, a good percentage of movies being really good compared to Bollywood.
right.
Bollywood had a record number of flops in the past like 2 or 3 years, like back to back flops happening. But when Pathan came, I know Shah Rukh Khan made a comeback. I get it, and that's why everybody went crazy. It it made a lot of money, and from then it's like a resurgence of the Bollywood side, and it's like most of the movies are being hits. They're making a lot of money. What's your perspective? Why do you think the South was doing so like well, and there was a disconnect in the Bollywood side?
Yeah, the first thing is like before this COVID, once this COVID started on that year, so when the theaters were like gone, so that time people started to adopt to the OTT things. Okay, now what happened here, like when they started to watch in the OTT, people started watching all the movies, like the regional, whatever they wanted, their own languages they started. But after that, they started to explore the other languages as well as, like when it comes to the South, they wanted to watch Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, all this four they wanted to watch. Again, the Hindi. So when you see all these things, the audience became very familiar. Like they got to know like what is the movies will be there, right? So whatever is they are doing it in the south, the same thing is coming even in the north as well as. But in the south, they are getting some content oriented movies where there is some story where they wanted to tell some stories to the people. But when it comes to the Bollywood, they're not telling any stories or something. They're just taking it just like that. Like they just want the songs, fights, simple stories. So that is not working out at all. That was the one reason. And the second reason was like they 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 stopped completely the content. There was no content at all. Like the second reason was
I
like
think we're losing Bob there.
uh, the
Yeah, you're back now. You're good. You're good. Go ahead.
so again these people were like uh, they started like promoting the star kids. They don't want to promote the other people at all. So they had that one. So after this Sushant Singh, so people started having a little bit of uh, like why only the supporting the star kids and not the other people whoever comes to the industry. And here there was another side of the Bollywood as well as, like, there were some people who literally wanted to put that like a ban Bollywood and other stuffs. Okay, so see, in the social media whatever comes, everything will not be the same, right? But some people, what they believe is like whatever comes in the social media or other stuffs, they believe that is true, whatever it is going on. And some people, when the good movies came, still people did not go to the theaters at all. They were like somebody started like ban Bollywood, this that boycott this the other stuff. Some people believed those, and they were like they stopped going for the theaters itself. But some people went. After that, oh, after that it started the Pathan, obviously Pathan, because Pathan again, why people? Because it was his comeback after some so many years, like maybe 3 or 4 years, because he was going through with his son stuffs and other things, where he could not make movies at all. But after solving all those stuffs, he just came. He just came, and there it was like he made it. He made the box office. Obviously, fans were waiting for him. They went crazy when they saw him in the screen. And yeah, again, there is no much story in that, but still, the people wanted to see him in the screen, so they just went crazy, and that's how it made. And when I call it a rise of the South and Bollywood, see, Bollywood was making good movies before, like before they
Yep.
were going good, but after this COVID only they stopped completely. So in the South,
Mhm.
when it comes, uh, the first movie in the Canada, I feel is KGF. That is where made their standards to go above. That's where it made their standards to go above.
Just for the viewers, KGF is the best. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, KGF 1, I literally love it. But when it comes to the KGF 2, I have some complaints, but I'm not telling
My
that
God,
completely. But yeah, I have. But yeah, it did well.
we'll talk about that later
Yeah, I will
because
talk
that's a
about.
disagreement.
Yeah, that was the rise for the Kannada industry. And after that, when it comes to the Telugu industry, that was literally the Bahubali. The Bahubali one that made everyone to go crazy. Like why? Like to
Yeah.
look south side. Maybe because of I believe this people started seeing the south just because of the Bahubali. Once they started seeing
Hmm.
the Bahubali, then they came to know about the other the industries as well as they came to know about the
Yeah.
Kannada and the other things. Like that's how it started, right? And in Tamil, obviously we have a Rajnikant, so no need to promote him. Right? In Tamil, we don't need to promote because of the Rajni, Kamal. They are like the biggest stars. Nobody can beat them. So everybody knows about them, and especially Rajnikant, everybody know. So no need to talk about that. And I guess the Malayalam, I know the Malayalam when we got to know. Okay, especially like I know they make movies, but when people started to recognize the Malayalam, it's like Bangalore Days, Premam, uh, s- especially this Premam.
Yeah. When it comes to Malayalam, I will take over. But you're right. You're right. Premam was the initial rise, and then Bangladesh, and then Drishyam.
Yeah,
Drishyam
right.
was also really good because they made remakes in Hindi with like
Yeah.
Ajay Devgan and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
everywhere.
yeah,
The
yeah, go ahead.
Drishyam has made in all the languages, in the Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, everywhere they made it. They made a remake of Drishyam. So but when we started seeing the Malayalam movies, it's just because of this Premam. Premam was the one which came out of the box and people started seeing it. And after that, yeah, again, Bangalore Days, they started seeing all the Dulquer movies. Like they started seeing all. So even it's good. And when it comes to the Malayalam, they come up with the content-oriented movies. Like there will be a good stories. Like it might be a small story, but there is some story. Like I really like that. They go with the natural kind. There won't be any other. See, when it comes to the Telugu, there will be some mass elements and other stuff, so that you not make it like a reality, like you cannot connect it to the reality. But when it comes to the Malayalam, you can connect it to the reality. Like it's like as if like some actors, like they are at home and they're acting it, that's it. They don't even know like the normal life how it is going on. That's how you'll get connected. Like even if you're walking in the road, they're like just walking like normal. They don't
Yeah,
even care.
they're more realistic,
Huh.
to be honest. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't have mass, or
And
they
they
there
have it,
is
but
still a couple of things which, but it's dimmed down. It's
yeah,
more of, okay, it's possible we can do that, right? Like that's how they kind of attract it. And I think Now, I think after the premium piece that you mentioned, it's the storylines have been
Yes,
the main
storyline.
focus about how the story is, what is the meaning of it, not just about action, action, and action.
No, no, yeah, that's true. Not only the action, the story. The story is driving them like to go inside the movie. And when you go there, like first it will start with very simple. After that, again, what happens? They'll show the mass elements, everything will be there. But the way they show it, it's not like completely like okay, as soon as we open the screen, it should be like a big huge sets or other things and come some mass show some background list. No, they have huge but it's really good. And in Tamil, we have lots of actors over there. I mean, they are like the stars. They are going. So we have Rajani, Kamal, all the top heroes, right? So they do even they do a little bit content oriented movies as well as the mass masalas will be there. But when it comes to the Telugu, obviously it will be like completely the commercial movies where all actions with some story with the actions and other stuff but they have huge even they have a
I
different
mean, no, I think you guys, like, when it comes to the Telugu side, I think you guys have done a good job. Like when you look at Pushpa,
yeah
right? Like, even though there is mass, like definitely there's
right
mass and full action and stuff, but the story is also embedded there, and it flows together in the best way possible, and that's why they're successful. That's why Allu Arjun did such a good job in acting and recreating that those scenes was great. So I think you guys have that good formula of putting mass and realism together,
that's
and it works.
that's what they come up with the commercial that's they call it as a commercial where they put that action with a little bit story where they make big movies like it all started from the Bahubali like from the Bahubali
Yeah.
like people started calling it as pan India movies and Bahubali 2 broke all the records and then again from
Yep.
Canada the KGF 2 that broke everything and again, this Pushpa came again, this Pushpa again, it rocked all over the world. That everybody is like fan of Allu Arjun. Everybody became after that Pushpa. But all this starting, I would say like this, Rajamouli is the pillar for everything. If he was not there, maybe it would have come. I'm not telling like it will not come at all, but it would have come after some years, not like earlier stage, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah. That's good to know. So now,
uh,
we should transition to our maybe our favorite segment of the channel. Um, we're gonna do a movie review, right? And every week we're gonna have a dedicated movie. It's gonna be either new or something that we have liked before, and we can do that,
right.
right? So this week we have chosen the ever so great Leo. It's a Tamil blockbuster, directed by none other than Lokesh Loki. He's building the Loki universe. So this is coming after Kaidi, Vikram, and now the next piece is Leo. It's the lead actor is none other than Talapati Vijay, right? Trisha is there in this. I don't know how she's growing younger every time she's on these movies. She's really good. We have Sanjay Dutt, Arjun Sarja as the antagonist. And truth be told, I don't know if you check the numbers, but in the box office, it's the number two movie of all time in the Tamil industry. So number one is obviously 2.0. It made 900 crores worldwide, but two is Leo now with 617 crores. So it beat Jailer this week, and it's still in theaters. It's going to be released in OTT coming up in some time, but it's doing really well. Made a lot of money. I don't think it's going to beat 2.0 because that's a huge margin. It's already in the 1 month phase, so I think it's going to be number two all time. So in terms of the review, I'm going to go first. I'm building a review system, which is going to be different compared to the usual 1 to 5 or 1 star or 2 star thing. I like to keep it unique. Um, if for my American viewers, I would say if you watched the YouTuber Jeremy Johns, he's my go-to guy whenever I'm going to watch a movie, which I think is good. I see his channel first and see how it goes. But he has a unique rating system, which I really like. I want to make something like that into my own rating system. So for the most part, today I'm just going to keep it simple. And but as we move forward, you're going to see this unique rating system coming along. But in terms of the movie itself, um, I liked it. I would say um, when you go into a Vijay movie, you already have this conception of okay, this is going to be the same kind of style, right? I will tell you this: this was different. I was kind of surprised, Bob, when I saw how he was acting because it felt different. It felt like realistic. At least for the first half, I think it was solid. If you would have stopped the movie in the interval, I would give this 5 out of 5. Best, it was such a good storyline. It was more realistic. It was showcasing the character and how grounded he is with his family, and just his surroundings, and how the other components are affecting is going to affect his life, right? um but and in terms of the antagonist, the villain, like Sanjay Dutt and Arjun Sarja, I think that was more of a lowball to me compared to what Sanjay Dutt has done in KGF and stuff. Um, and the backstory in the second half, I think this is where the movie takes a dip. It's the second half. It's a bit too much rush in terms of the backstory of Leo. I believe the whole dynamic of, and a spoiler alert, if you don't want to see this now, go watch the movie and come back, right? His sister, Elisa or Elsa, I think that was so fast, we couldn't even keep up. Everything was so fast in the second half. It was like, okay, and a bunch of action stuff. It reminded me of any other Vijay movie again, you know, because I think Loki did a good job in the first half. He should have stuck in that same tone or theme in the second half. It would have been much more better, and I would have been super happy. This would have been like the best. It might have been better than Vikram as well, in my opinion. But I would say I need to give a shout out to Mr. Vijay for doing that acting so realistic in portraying his character, because he's kind of playing two characters, right? He
Right.
has the innocent guy, family man, and he needs to convince his family and whoever is there in this new world of his that he is not this menacing guy that can basically kill 100 people in one shot.
Right.
He did a really good job in convincing the audience that he is not Leo. That's what I liked, and those emotional scenes was perfect. And of course the other supporting actors, Trisha did a good job. They had a couple of lovey-dovey moments. That was cool. I When it comes to CGI, there was a couple of here and there. It was not super great, but I will close my eyes to that. When I saw the trailer, I saw the hyena thing. I thought that was gonna look cringy, but it was fine. I like the hyena scene. I like the nickname that he had for the hyena as well. That was good. Um, to me, the best scene of the movie is the cafe scene, the cafe fight. If folks are not watching, you can just watch that and you would understand. Okay, this is next level. And after that, immediately once the fight is done, his acting skills, Vijay did a great job in showcasing. Okay, what did I do right? That was really good. And to think that he's just acting just to showcase his innocent there also, that was really clever. So to me, like I said, first half was a solid A for me, right? But because the second half exists, and even though there is a lot of Vijay esque, the background music and stuff like that, and the action sequences, all that is good. But we have seen that a bunch of times. It was basically the same. I'm gonna put this movie between 3.5 to 4, it's a good time to go and watch this movie in the theater. That's what I'm going. That's more of that region and ratings. Um, Anirudh, my friend, you did a good job, but you did a better job in Jailer in terms of your music score. So that's my review. Bob, take it over.
Yeah, so when it comes to the Leo movie, yeah, obviously everybody have seen it. I guess by now everybody have seen it. But there is one more interesting fact everybody knows about it. They are telling it. Even I have seen it after watching Leo movie. I saw this history of violence. So this is the remake of that movie, okay, the Leo. So the way he has taken everything is good, but I have some more things. I was expecting some more things. Uh, I know because of this Loki cinematic universe, so I was expecting a lot more from the director actually, not from the actors, but from the director. We expected a lot more, but that did not work out. But yeah, when it comes to the Vijay, seriously has done a good job, and Trisha, even she is looking very young. The way he has acted, the way director has handled Vijay, everything was good in the first half. First half was like superb. The interesting part, like the way they took the story in a very interesting way. But in the second half, everybody has that second half is the problem because in the second half, even if when he's telling about his backstory, they would have made little bit more. You know, they just showed him one scene where he'll go and he will fight, and again after that he'll come off. Maybe they should have made it a little bit more. They should have given a little bit more extra brief about his flashback. Yeah, if they would have given that, maybe that would have been better. I'm feeling okay, but second half they have like some problem that is like a draggy little bit and other stuffs. Yeah, overall the movie was good, so everybody liked it, and everybody expected more, but nothing. But yeah, this is definitely to watch the movie in the theaters itself. So I would suggest like 3 to 3.5 because this movie is really good. Actually, we have to experience this kind of movies in the theater itself, not in the OTT. Not because of Vijay or something. Like this has that vibes that where you have to watch it in the theaters.
Yeah,
There are
and
some
I think
particular
the
movies.
the storyline, the way how Loki has done
Yeah,
it, I think that's good. Now I'm not going to spoil it for the folks who have not done, but there is Easter eggs from the other movies. He's put in a few things. I expected a bit more
yeah,
of that because I liked the one from Kaidi. Awesome, I love that guy. Um, but the Vikram connection should have been enhanced a bit. That was like lacking, I guess. But regardless, I think the story was good. It's just he should have maintained that theme of the first half going to the second.
right.
So
And I feel like one more thing is there that is nothing but Loki has his own way. Like if you see Skydi or Vikram, the dark and he has that completely night things. Okay, that portions, he handles it very well. Actually, maybe that was missing here. That goosebumps moments, few were missing it actually. If he would have stick to his plan, his way of things, it would have been more better. Maybe that we lacked it. And Anirudh, yeah, he has done good. But compared to, yeah, again, compared to the jailer, this is nothing. He's he's growing day by day. Anirudh is growing by each
yeah,
movie.
I think that can be a section or a segment by itself
Yeah,
for Anirudh because what from why the scholarly to now
right.
look at the growth and he's still
Till
going
now,
right. It's
he,
not like he's going to
he,
stop
he
because
has
so
done very
much more
good
he's
job.
doing.
Seriously, the movie one by one movies he has done, and he started from I feel like he started from the Vikram movie. After
Yeah,
Vikram, it's like all back to back. It's like no
yeah.
nothing. The Vikram, this Jailer, and then now. The Leo is doing his job is doing it very well. But yeah, little bit compared to that, yeah, little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
overall is
All right.
done.
So I think we've talked a lot,
Oh,
and I hope you all love what you see, and hopefully we didn't put you to sleep. You're gonna make this a weekly cadence. Hopefully, again, keep in mind we're still full time employees, so if there is a mix up here and there, just bear with us, and we'll work on making this whole experience a lot more better. But I hope the story is something that you guys love to listen to watch us and share our growth together is interesting to you. We will see you every week, I guess. Get used to this face, get used to that face there. um, but I'm going to mention the cringy moment now. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share uh, this channel to the whole world. I know it's going to be our initial families and friends at the beginning, but hopefully we get a lot more, subscribers and viewers as we grow. So I would like to thank you all for listening to our journey and look forward to more.
yeah. Thank you all. Thank you everybody. Thanks for watching our videos. Yeah, hope we see a lot of viewers and subscribers. Yeah, we are looking forward it. Yeah.
All right.